Hello, we're going to do a shave test today, no face off. I've got this rather beautiful razor I wanted to show you. It is a John Blyde Genesis. Well, that was his kind of sort of like trademark thing. I don't know if you can see it, they're like little satin. It's just a beautiful razor. So I bought these, I don't know, over a year ago I believe, as a two-piece companion. The other one's still going through my stones because that one had a bit of a chip that I very delicately chased back on the diamond plates, and it's still just sort of, well, going through the stones basically. It'll be for a while. This one's number 2. It says it on the top. You see that? It's just a beautiful thing. It's one of them razors. Even the gimping under there is just so fine. It's really grippy. Really nice to touch. And the scales, well, the scales are just a die for, really. It's just amazing to me how they can make them so thin, and you know, they're relatively robust as well. Most thinnest of little lead spacer, well, wedge, sorry. The grind on this razor is just exquisite. If I was going to pick a word to describe it, it's definitely exquisite. It's just a thing of beauty, it really is. Yeah, if you want to see the grind, so my tummy's rumbling a bit. See the grind? What's that then, chaps? To me it's just a near wedge. Some people call them sort of quarter hollow, which I guess it is a quarter hollow, but to me it's just a near wedge. Just beautiful, beautiful grind. It took me a while to get it sort of going through my stones and everything, taking my time, full progression. The toe didn't want to chase to the very apex too well, and it was a tiny bit bitty, the last sort of like 5-6 mil, but I kind of ignored it because it's one of my razors to keep, and it's popping hairs all the way along, especially after just a little bit of sort of extra angling the toe a little bit on my pasted little paddle strops, and it's done the job, you see. You know, a lot of people I see, they're like, oh god, I can see it, and then they end up chasing it on the stones, and you end up chasing it around too far, and then you just make it harder and harder every time you're going to hone it from then. You know, so I've kept that beautiful line. I've not chased it around like on the stones anyway. You know, you'll get it on the next hone. When will it next get honed though? You know what I mean? It's like, this has got very good steel. The chip on that other one's been a bugger to get rid of, like, you know, and that is with me bread knifing it on diamond plates, and it was still tough, real good steel. I'm pretty much sure it was definitely something to do with Swedish ore in a way, because it didn't act like Sheffield steel. Let's give it a little whirl on my new vintage strop. It's actually giving off a smell now, this strop. So it's less draggy now. It's always going to have a bit of drag because there is a tiny bit of nap to it. I'm excited to shave with this. I really am. Right, I'll be using my Chubby 2 synthetic. And today we're going to be shaving with British leather. I thought, you know, a very gentlemanly razor. Got to have soap that matches it a bit. I had a right old razor day yesterday. God almighty, the things that I found that I forgot that I'd even had. To say I've got a drawer full of old razors is unbelievable. And I've also found like a little cardboard sort of box with a nice lid on it and everything, full of scales. I knew I had some scale, like old vintage scales everywhere. I must have like 40-50 razors that are kind of well polished and ready to rescale, and so I can start rescaling some of the ones that I want. I've found some of my ones that I've kept aside. I've got this something like Joseph Elliott. It's a really old wedge. And I can tell because the old maker's mark, it's really sort of, it's almost a bit primitive, but it's got a really nice thumb notch on it, and this old chunky wedge, great big smile on it. So I found some real nice old scales for that. Eric Anton Berg, I've got another MK31 as well, I found some scales for that. And I've been waiting, anticipating, patiently trying to find a Wilkinson Pall Mall London razor, and I finally nabbed one that actually needed new scales. So it's, like, for me it's a bonus, because it means generally I keep it then, because I put my scales on it or whatever, getting rid of any, well, plastic or celluloid. So yeah, I've got quite a few razors in the works, so to speak. I'm gonna buy these organising drawers. I found a 10-drawer organiser, so I can put my individual stones in each one with me individual razors that are on, you know, like for that stone. Because to say I'm getting in a bit of a muddle, it's just an understatement. I've got razors upstairs, downstairs, in 2 rooms, stones everywhere. Wife loves it, eh? She'll love it when I get that drawer, I tell you. Oh dear. Plenty of gruff going on here. Plenty of gruff. Working lots, looking after my daughter, playing lots of games, swimming lessons, the lot. Summer's full bore here now. I've learnt to appreciate this smell even more now. It's like my senses are a bit more kind of awake to it. It's nice. Plenty of hues going on in the background. Plenty of gruff sticking straight through. Yeah, I found a really nice Eric Anton Berg sort of, I don't know, it's probably like a 6/8, in between 5 and 6/8 wedge. Pristine, man. Lovely grind on it. So I found some nice scales for that. I'm gonna have to go through all mine and see what's what, because I'm definitely getting way too many razors again. Like ones I'm planning on keeping. Alright, let's give this a whirl. And like I thought it'd be. Butter. Really have been looking forward to shaving with this. It's one of the ones, well, like I said, it's a 2-piece companion set. Do you know what, I've got hair coming out my cheek there, and it's like 4 hairs in one. I've had them before. Sometimes you can put them out, and they just sort of kind of slide out. That is a really, really, genuinely smooth shave, that is. Lovely. Yeah, so I bought these a long time ago, and when I got them in hand, I was like, well, apart from the one that was chipped, I just thought to myself, right, let's, you know, put these aside for a while, and I'm really glad I did, because my skills have, you know, as they do, get better as you go along and everything. You know, I'm a lot better at sorting out chips and stuff now. I really know how to sort of manipulate the shape to get the chip out, but you know, taking away the least amount of metal, you know, because you still got to take metal over the whole blade, otherwise you just end up with a topsy-turvy, and it don't sit nice. Whereas that one nearly looks exactly the same, it's probably just missing like a mil now. Lovely that is, man. You know, there's a good reason why everybody likes Sheffield, man. Because that's not no pony soft Sheffield steel. I'm not saying it's pony actually, it's not. I don't mean pony in that way. But I prefer harder steel. Sits lovely on the stones as well, both sides, flat as anything. Slides along them, no bother. Just brilliant. So, always satisfying taking. Well, so I think that's over a week. I think that might be 8 days growth. Just in one foul swoop. There she goes. So I had to do my first official kind of shorty this week. So I bought a job lot of razors, and in one of them was a really nice Swedish steel Dovo. Very little used at all, but oh dear. I don't know, back there, had like a great big chunk out of it. So I've got like a, what they call, I think it's called like a wet grinder. Goes quite slow in a trough of water. So you can push as hard as you want, like you're never going to damage the steel kind of thing. But gee whiz man, that done have to take some time. But it was worth it, turned out quite nice. It's got to go through the stones and everything yet, so. But I probably will shave with it because from memory I don't think I've ever shaved with a shorty. From memory. Oh, do you know what? Yeah, I did, yeah. One of my first ever little scales I did. Yeah, I did. It weren't the greatest shave actually. I think the metal was a bit dodgy on that. Yeah, they kept on getting a real bad wire edge. But then I say that, and I'd probably have to fix that now. Oh, that was a bit too much. Oh, no, it'll be alright. Real nice smell. Let's just give that a little liven up, seeing as it's done such a grand job. Didn't feel like it needed it, but that's what the strops are for, aren't they? It's done some hard work there. Got like 10 mil of hair growth. Even with that super looper one that had like 4 hairs in one hole. Very quiet razor as well, isn't it? Very quiet. If I was going to put an age on this razor, I'd say the 1890s, because he moved to his new shop in, where is it, Clintock. Clintock Works, Sheffield. He moved there in the late 1800s, 1880 something. And he died quite suddenly. But his son carried it on, and I know they were making razors until the 1920s, but I think they kind of switched to other stuff, like a lot of the companies did. Well, it's bob on, that is. So happy that shaved good, man. So happy. So looking forward to getting them going when I kind of rediscovered them, we say. Just exquisite. Yeah, give you one more kind of little looky. Just everything about it. Screams quality, scales, everything. You know, to get a razor made like this now, you're talking sort of like 300-400 quid. Just lovely. For anybody that's interested, I did my first 48-hour fast this week as well. Well, actually it was last week now, sorry. It was no bother. It's quite interesting. I had to do dinner on what would have been 24 hours, and it was pizzas. So I'd do my own sort of homemade pizzas. I don't do the base. Get the whole sourdough, real thin base, and then I do all the toppings myself and all that jazz. And that was a bit difficult, you know. Like picking out a bit of pepperoni as I'm making it. Bit of cheese, grated cheese. Oh dear. So yeah, that was a good test of willpower, but I did it. So in 48 hours, all I had was water, herbal teas, which all equals no calories. And on roughly the 24 hours, I had like half a teaspoon of salt. I didn't lose loads of weight, just lost like a couple of kilo. But you could see that I'd thinned down like fat-wise. And on my because I was working as well, like, I'm a builder. And then on the second day, so kind of past 30 hours, 35 hours, heading towards 40 hours. Really smooth that is. Really even. Don't feel like any irritation. Well, the only way to describe it is, it was basically like I was on adrenaline, like for multiple hours going into the second day. I just felt like I had loads of coffee, and I had no caffeine for 3 days when I was doing it. And I thought, oh man, my eyes just felt wired. And when I went and checked in the van mirror, my eyes were actually dilated a bit. So I'm near sure I got like a boost of like adrenaline and everything. Interesting experience. I'm not going to do loads of them, do you know what I mean? It was just something I geared up for. You know, I've been fasting on and off, well, not on and off, I've been fasting on for now, I don't know, nearly 10 years. Doing mainly 18-hour fasts, 24-hour fasts and stuff, but yeah, it was my first 48. It was good, it was fun. It's interesting, good for my mind, good for my body, supposedly. Right, I love you and leave you. That's my John Blyde New to me keeper, well not new to me, but you know, one of my new restorations. Beautiful razor, man. Some of the best scales in that type I've seen for a long time. And the other one's just as pretty. It's just a tiny bit missing in width, but you can't tell by looking at it until you put them right, you know, like butt them up together. Right, you've had a good day and everything. Maybe glean something from this in some manner. And remember, a good day can start with a good shave. See you later. Toodaloo.